Good morning and welcome to the March meeting of CenClub. Josephine, I'm glad to see you're there. So it worked. Could I have Mike Burden please take the roll?
Rita Picard.
Here. Sorry.
Phil Raymond.
Here.
Jay Baymel.
Here.
Stanley Spitzer.
Here.
Michael Rackman. Michael Rackman is muted, but he is here. Susan Dove.
Here.
Phyllis Miner.
Here.
I'm Mike Birdman, Executive Director, and we have Norma Taylor with us, Director of Property Management for Bay Management.
Welcome to all. Welcome to our audience there. Can I ask everyone to rise, do the Pledge of Allegiance, and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. A copy of our minutes from last month appeared in the Village Reporter. So may I have a motion to accept them as published at the paper?
Motion.
Susan,
I move that we accept the minutes from last month.
seconded by Stanley Spitzer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Correspondence will be addressed at the end of the meeting, and I'll continue. So I welcome you once again to the March meeting of CenClub Recreation. Our year is moving along rapidly, and I would begin by thanking those of you who have been kind enough to stop us or write us and take the time to thank the board for our efforts in providing varied activities during this difficult year. We all too often hear the negative comments, but it sure means a lot to see a smile and hear a thank you once in a while. Starting this Monday, and please listen to these announcements, our pools will be open until 8 p.m. and that's beginning Monday, March 15th. The large card room will be open until beginning on March 15th. If you've been vaccinated or you're socially distancing at the pools, you do not need to wear a mask on the pool deck. If you want to snack, you may do so under the canopy, but please make sure that you clean up and don't ruin it for others, so we have to go back on that rule. Visitors are still not permitted to use our pools, so please make sure you have your ID card with you. Anyone bringing a non-resident to our pool is subject to having their ID confiscated. Make sure you continue to monitor our emails for upcoming activities, including the special St. Patrick's Day show at the gazebo. We'll be enjoying the outdoor season into spring, and on April 7th, there'll be an encore presentation of Jose and Patty, who have performed at least 2 times in our theater and were very well received. They're terrific entertainers, and you'll really be sorry if you miss that show, especially at the price that's being charged. We will have one more outdoor show after that that'll wrap up April. And by that time, we figure it's going to be getting hot. So watch for coming announcements. Don't forget, we have lots more events that Michael Berman will be covering. They're coming up. We kind of try to keep them varied for everybody. We're getting very good attendance. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Passover and a happy Easter coming up this month. And now I would like to ask Jay Baymel for his treasurer's report.
Thank you, Rita. Good morning, board. Good morning, everyone out there. We're going to handle first the operating account at SunTrust. As of the end of January, we had an opening balance of $407,742. During the month of February, we received $924,378. During the month of February, we dispersed $485,985. In addition, we dispersed, or we transferred a net transfer to our reserve of $106,161, with the result that at the end of February, our operating account had a balance of $739,974. The net transfers to the reserve took the form of two different items. One was the February 2021 insurance deductible on normal transfer of $73,000, and we will continue to fund that at the same rate each month for the remainder of our current fiscal year ending September 30th, 2021, in order to reach our targeted budget of $875,000 for this reserve item. The other $33,161 represents the net addition to the reserve. There were pluses and minuses. There was money moved in and out of the reserve, money coming out of the reserve to pay for scheduled projects, money going back into the reserve to accumulate funds for future budgeted approved projects. As we demonstrated, the reserve will be adjusted monthly as we change our payment schedule for these projects. Coupled with the $739,974 at the end of February, we had another $104,559 in a lockbox account. We had petty cash accounts totaling $7,274. So we had total cash at that point of $851,807. The reserve balance at the end of February was $1,646,421. Consequently, we had total cash at the end of February of $2,498,228. In terms of financial highlights during February, I'm pleased to announce again, although now it's been done, that the audited financial statements of CenClub Recreation Management for the year ended September 30th, 2020 have been issued by our outside independent CPA firm, as we promised last month. The financial statements are available to CenClub members on our CenClub.com website under Documents. I personally have had some difficulty with Internet Explorer, but I have found that access is very easy using either a Firefox or a Chrome browser. It's right on there, folks. For those of you, again, who might be unfamiliar with terminology, the independent CPA's report has been issued with a clean or unqualified opinion, meaning that the financial statements fairly state, without exception, that CenClub's financial position and results of operations for the dates indicated, and I'm quoting from their report, are in conformity with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. That is the highest level of professional reporting, and CenClub is extremely pleased with this conclusion in our first year. Other statistics: accounts receivable went down to $313,631 from $322,044. Although the total reduction for January was only about $8,400, we achieved a very significant decline in the over 90 days past due category by more than $20,000. as longer delinquent owners paid up in the face of impending lien or foreclosure actions by our collection attorneys. Their payments in most cases also reimburse CenClub for attorneys' fees expended to collect their past due delinquent balances. Those of us in CenClub who are working accounts receivable management take the time to address each debtor's situation individually, but serve first and foremost to protect the financial interests of our community as a whole. To remind you again, these are our neighbors, your neighbors, who are not paying their required obligations, and they should be held accountable for their non-compliance because their delinquencies do affect all of us. As of the current date, CenClub has filed liens on more than 60 units, 60, and is a party to more than 20 foreclosure proceedings. Total assets at the end of February was $7,978,145, up from $7,500,909. Liabilities were $1,263,891, up from $830,236. Consequently, CenClub members' equity, again, not an expression of anyone's value, it's an accounting thing. At the end of February, members' equity was $6,714,254, and that was up from $6,670,673. Any questions from the board?
I'd like to thank you, Jay. That was wonderful. I would like to remind our board that we'll be having a discussion about moving our money around so that the totals don't exceed the insurable, whatever.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Thank you again, Jay. And Michael Berman, the Executive Director of CenClub. You're up.
Hi, thank you, Rita, and good morning, everybody. Excellent report, Rita. Excellent report, Jay. Very detailed. I'm sure everybody enjoyed the numbers. I'd like to start my report this month by welcoming a new staff member to the CenClub family. His name is Ryan DiPatima. He is on the meeting here today. I'd like to introduce you all to him. He will be filling a role we have had vacant for a little while. It's going to be the night and operations manager role. He'll be here on the nights and the weekends at the clubhouse, helping provide support for events, helping residents with customer service out of the staff office, and helping manage the building operations while Andy and I aren't here. Ryan, I'm going to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to the community. I'm going to mute myself now because he is in the same room as me and we do not want the feedback. So Ryan, I'm going to turn it over to you real quick. You could take your mask off so they could see your face. Okay, there he is.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet everybody virtually here. Sorry about the mask thing, just sort of habit at this point. Wanted to, say hello to everybody and let you guys know that started yesterday. I really enjoyed, getting to know everybody around here, getting to know how things operate. So if you see me out there, feel free to come up, say hello, welcome me to the community. I know this place is beautiful. It's got a great reputation, and I'm really excited to get to work here and get the ball rolling.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And we are looking forward to working with you. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. As Rita said earlier, we're going to be changing up some rules here at CenClub surrounding the coronavirus pandemic. Masks for vaccinated people are not going to be required in outdoor areas. Of course, the pools are included in that. If you haven't been vaccinated, please remember to be mindful of yourself and those around you. There are several people here who still haven't been vaccinated, and we want to make sure that those people are still going to be protected and still protecting others against themselves. So if you aren't vaccinated, please do your best, wear a mask, please. Again, the pools are only open for residents. We're still not selling guest passes here, and we do not plan on doing so until the pandemic is completely over. Guests and children, grandchildren, whoever it is, if they don't live here and they don't have either a blue or a purple ID card, they're going to be asked to leave the pool. And if you bring the guests with you and you're knowingly breaking the rules of CenClub, we're going to revoke your ID for 30 days, no questions asked. It's become a problem. We want to just put an end to it right now. We want the pools to be open as much as possible for our residents to enjoy safely. We're going to extend the pool hours with daylight savings coming up. That extra hour is going to be a huge benefit to residents. And as time goes on, we're going to explore options to keep them open longer for all of you. We hope you enjoy the pools. We hope you enjoy the facilities. Please, if you're not vaccinated, still continue to be vigilant on protecting yourself and others from this virus and spreading it around. As Rita said, we're going to look into opening up one of the largest card room upstairs. We're going to work this week on setting it up in a socially distanced way. So keep an eye out for that. We'll send an email out as things progress in that regard. Food is now going to be once again permitted at the pool. I know that a lot of you will be looking forward to eating under the canopies. Please keep the food underneath the canopies. Keep it clean. We're going to make sure that the trash is taken out regularly, as we have been doing. But please clean up after yourselves. We want to make sure that the pools are as neat and clean as possible for all of you to enjoy. Our Clubhouse Movies are still continuing to play in the party room, socially distanced. The schedule is available both online and at the staff office, as well as on the Channel 98 and on our website at CenClub.com. If you want to view the movies, please remember that the clubhouse is open for residents only. Guests are still not permitted in the clubhouse. And even though you're vaccinated, we're still going to require masks in all areas of the clubhouse at all times. The only exception is in the fitness center when you're actually on the machine working out. So we don't want people on the cardio machines struggling to breathe with the mask on. So we allow them to take it off while they're on the machine. But still, in the clubhouse, before you enter, make sure you have your mask on. Security will ask you to leave if you don't have one with you, go back and get another one, or put your mask on before you enter. So please make sure that your masks are on in the clubhouse. We want to be able to keep as much of the clubhouse open as possible in a safe way. Moving on to the clubhouse and recreation updates and improvements. Work is continuing at our new petanque canopies for the bocce and the petanque area, the cantilever canopies. The posts have been installed as of today, and the project should be completed shortly at petanque, and then they're going to finish bocce shortly after that. Yesterday, they poured a little bit more concrete, and you're going to start to see some more progress in building the horizontal structures towards the end of this week. Our barbecue grills at the gazebo park area on the east side of the building received new covers to protect them from the elements. The old covers were about 3 years old. They were starting to rip and tear, and they weren't providing protection anymore, so we replaced them to keep the grills in good condition for years to come. We added a biohazardous waste disposal container to our custodial operations. This is for when we clean up medical waste and spills that unfortunately sometimes happen here at the clubhouse. A permanently mounted cornhole set has been ordered and will be installed in the coming weeks near the horseshoe area. Cornhole and all other outdoor activities, because of the pandemic, have become extremely popular, and we're seeing things like horseshoes being used like never before here at CenClub. So we went ahead and we found an actual permanently installed version of cornhole, so residents won't have to cart the wooden sets out through the hallway and down over to the horseshoe area to play anymore. We're going to have a set over there. So all they'll have to do is check out the bean bags that go along with the game. That should be here in the coming weeks, and we'll get that installed as soon as it arrives. A big improvement we're looking forward to is the addition of a full-size badminton facility here at CenClub. It's going to be located behind the clubhouse pickleball courts. The new court was recently approved by the board of directors and will be installed on the grass back there in the coming weeks. The badminton court will feature artificial turf with permanent white lines in it, and will be a full-size net and seating area. Badminton has been requested for a few years here. We purchased a portable set that's gotten a lot of use, and unfortunately the portable set isn't very sturdy and it blows over in the wind. We thought it'd be great to add a whole new amenity here to the clubhouse and recreation property, and we're looking forward to the completion of that soon, hopefully before April. Our horseshoe area was updated with some new scoreboards and pit sides to help keep the sand in. Like I said before, the horseshoes is getting a lot of play, and we've had to replace sand several times this season already. The maintenance team built sides for the horseshoe pit. It looks like professional horseshoe area now, which is really cool. And we're excited that residents are using that so much. For safety, additional security cameras are being installed at each of the satellite pools. They'll be replacing the current outdated equipment. This will allow clearer images and more successful monitoring of the areas. The project will be completed by the end of April, and each pool will receive this update. We've completed 6 of the 13 pools as of today, recently finishing Newport, Ventnor, Upminster, and Westbury. We're moving into Oak Ridge and Lyndhurst North and South in the coming weeks. If you see the crews there, just be mindful that they're working, but it is for safety and security of the areas. As a reminder, it's extremely important to be a part of our email list. Important updates including information related to the pandemic, information about events, classes, activities, and our monthly happenings, of course, are sent out to every resident on our list. As a reminder, you can join our mailing list from the comfort of your home by visiting CenClub.com, or you can sign up in person at the staff office. During the pandemic, we moved our classes to the online learning platform Zoom so our residents can enjoy time with their instructors from home. We hope to return to in-person classes soon, of course, but you could, in the meantime, sign up for online classes at the staff office or visit cenclub.com/classes. Classes for the winter session 2 begin on March 1st, and registration for the spring session of online classes will open on March 19th. Spanish class, art classes, and more are available for residents. Please check out the website or the staff office for more information. We're really offering as much as we can during this time. It's great that we're able to do this through Zoom, and we ask the residents to take advantage of it. Moving on to our maintenance update. 201 work orders were completed for the month of February. A lighting survey was completed for all of the pool houses. All lights were checked and replaced at each pool as needed. Perimeter lights were replaced on the roof of the chiller room. 8 floor outlet boxes were replaced in the fitness center. 6 fluorescent lights at the tennis courts were replaced with energy-efficient LED lights. The T-line strainer was replaced and replumbed on our chiller tower. Painting continues around the interior of the clubhouse. During the month of February, all emergency stairwells were painted. This is primarily the area that services the party room. The former International Library building was repainted in preparation of Cookview moving into the space. Old fluorescent lights in GPF room were replaced with LED lighting. An outlet was added to the Upminster canopy to provide power for the future camera upgrades at the pool. Some upcoming maintenance projects. We will continue to replace the floor outlets in the fitness center. Outlets will be added by the Clubhouse Library for residents to be able to plug in devices at the tables there. Outlets and internet network cable will be ran to the GPN room in preparation of the International Library occupying the space. Our pool update for the month. 45 work orders were completed over the month of February. Our pool team poured a new floor of Ventnor and Markham pits to slope and drain and to reduce the filter cleaning time. The dead trees were replaced by our landscape contractors at the Grantham and Richmond pools. Pavers were repaired at Ventnor, Berkshire, Richmond pool decks where inconsistencies in the levels and potential trip hazards were found. We're going to continue to replace pavers at all of the pools during this month. You might see crews working out there, but we're trying our best to alleviate any potential trip hazards and unevenness in the pavers. Pool lighting issues were addressed at the Durham pool and repaired. Pressure washing was conducted at all of the pool house bathrooms. The Westbury pool pump was replaced upon failure. All pool safety equipment was inspected and cleared for use. No problems were noted. We do this on a monthly basis, and we make sure that all the pool safety equipment is in good working order. All the heat pumps were also inspected and are working properly through the cooler weather. Also something we do while they're operating each month. Some upcoming pool projects for the month of March into April. Pressure washing will continue at Grantham and Newport pool decks. The last of the damaged gates will be removed, rewelded, and then painted. We will continue to address issues with pavers at all of our pool decks. Our update from the fitness center. 2 new rowing machines have been purchased for the fitness center. These new state-of-the-art pieces of equipment will be installed in the coming weeks and will provide years of use for our residents. As a reminder, no shows for our aqua-size classes are being recorded. If you cannot attend a class, please cancel your reservation as soon as possible to make room for another resident. Please don't lose your ability to register. We've had several residents signing up but not showing up for the class. When this happens, it takes up a space for someone who really, really wants to join the class, and we don't know if that person's coming. So they wait around, and if there is space, they could come in, but we have to turn people away, unfortunately. So if you don't show up 3 times, you're not going to be able to register for a certain period of time. Group exercise. 69 classes are still being taught per week, and Zoom will be ongoing during the pandemic and continue afterwards. So at all times, even though the pandemic may be over eventually, hopefully soon, we're going to continue the Zoom classes. So even if you're away for the summer or on vacation, you'll be able to log in and do your yoga classes with your instructors. The top 3 classes for the month, we had some changes here this month. Cardio Sculpt with Nancy had 41 attendees. Low Impact Aerobics with Sean had 38 attendees. And Low Impact Aerobics with Clyde had 34 attendees. We had on-site classes start last month. That's in person, socially distanced, and limited numbers. Those classes were Chair Yoga, had 36 attendees out of 48 available spots. Cardio Sculpt had 20 attendees out of 24 spots. Easy Stretch had 56 attendees with 60 spots available. Indoor Spin had 79 attendees out of 125 available spots. Core Yoga had 20 attendees out of 24 available spots. And Pickleball had 97 attendees out of 120 available spots. And pickleball instruction is available at the Clubhouse pickleball courts on Wednesday mornings. Fitness Center, total attendees for the month of February were 3,155 residents. The weekly daily average is 121 residents, and the weekend daily average is 86 residents. Some announcements from the Clubhouse. By popular demand, virtual bingo will be every Tuesday in March. For more information, visit CenClub.com/bingo. We're giving out prizes for everybody who wins during the night. It's going to be on Tuesday nights. It's fantastic. You could download the bingo cards at CenClub.com/bingo. It's free to play. We've had some great feedback, and it's great watching so many residents participate in virtual bingo. We hope to bring bingo back soon, but in the meantime, you can play online on Zoom. Trivia night is back on March 11th at 7 p.m. You can compete against fellow CV residents for bragging rights in this pub-style trivia event. Visit CenClub.com/trivia for more information. BJ's Wholesale will be here on March 17th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the 3rd floor of the Clubhouse to offer residents discounted memberships. Elizabeth has been great at serving our residents, and she is here on the 3rd Wednesday of each month. We're excited to welcome back the Center for Hearing and Communications, along with Hear USA, to the Clubhouse to help residents order and use amplified telephones. This service will be available every month beginning April 1st. Visit the staff office or go onto our website for the complete schedule. The Old Florida Cafe is offering daily specials all week long. Stop by the restaurant to check out the latest menu and specials. They're offering a Passover special this year that can be for takeout or delivery on March 27th. Each meal is $28.95 and includes a free box of matzah. You can call 954-540-0530 or stop by the diner to place your order. I'd like to remind everyone once again, you could sign up for our email list at www.cenclub.com and keep up to date on the happenings, schedule changes, events, and more. Like I said before, class registration for winter session 2 is open for online classes. 6-week classes begin on March 1st, and classes include computers, Spanish language, publishing your book. There's cooking classes, posture perfect, and introduction into drawing, as well as introduction into acrylic painting. This could all be done from the comfort of your own home safely via Zoom. Take advantage of these classes. The class showcase video is available to view at cenclub.com/classes, where you can hear explanations and details of the available classes from the instructors themselves. Some upcoming events here at the Clubhouse and from CenClub. Sunday, March 14th is an afternoon dance in the bus parking lot from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Wednesday, March 17th is the next show in the gazebo. It's a special St. Patrick's Day show with Lane Brandon. It's a 90-minute show, begins at 4 o'clock and goes till 5:30 p.m. The rain date for this event is March 24th. Sunday, March 21st is an afternoon dance in the bus lot from 3 to 5 p.m. Sunday, March 28th is an afternoon dance in the bus lot from 3 to 5 p.m. Wednesday, April 7th is a show in the gazebo featuring Jose and Patty, American Graffiti, Reimagined, from 4 to 5:30 p.m. It's another 90-minute show. Wednesday, April 21st is a show in the gazebo featuring the Jazz Survivors Quartet from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Another 90-minute show. And that concludes my report. I know that was a lot to take in. All the information is available online at CenClub.com. You could find so much information on our website. I invite you all to take a look at it. And I offer the rest of my time for the board to ask me any questions about the report.
Thank you, Mike. Great report. We have a great staff, and I think everybody's working hard to make sure our residents are kept busy and have lots of choices. I did have a question. When you mentioned that we got a new pump for the Westbury pool, do you have any idea how many pumps we've had to replace this year so far?
So far this year, just one, just that one.
Just
The other pump we replaced was an irrigation pump for the sprinkler system. Okay,
and there was just a part at the one that went out at Markham, so we didn't have to replace the whole thing.
It was electrical problem at Markham. We shut
go ahead, I'm sorry.
We shut the pump down. The 3-phase monitor, this was about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
The 3-phase monitor gave us an alert that it wasn't getting a proper signal to the pool equipment at Markham. So in order to make sure we save the equipment from being burnt out or damaged, we decided it was the best interest of the community to shut the pool down for a few hours until we could figure out what the problem was. When we came back in the morning, the electricity had a clear signal and we were able to restart the equipment safely.
Great. Do we still have a pump in reserve because we know another one will go out?
We do. We had the pump that we replaced was a reserve pump, and the broken one we sent out to service to be repaired, and that will go back when that comes back into service. We'll have that in inventory to replace in the event of a new pump.
And for those of you that think that might be foolish, sometimes it takes quite a while to get a new pump in. So rather than having to keep a pool closed down and inconvenience everyone, we've gone to and we're in the habit of having an extra one in reserve.
There are pump companies around. It's good. There are pump companies around, and a lot of the times the pumps aren't completely broken. We can have them repaired. The parts are serviceable on the inside, but still there's downtime. So it's always good to have extra pumps on hand, like Rita said.
Great. The other question I had was, and this is just because I just don't know, the pool team poured new floor for the Ventnor and Markham pits to slow. What does that mean?
Sure. These are commercial pools, so they have pits inside the pool houses. It's not a typical pool filter like you would see on the side of your home. These are huge. They're kind of like small holding pools for water, and the bottoms of them were flat. So when we have to empty them and clean them out, we have to get in there and squeegee them. We took some material and they poured a slope there. So when we open the drain, the water drains out and it makes it easier to clean and service.
Thanks, because I thought we were emptying pools and.
No, we weren't emptying pools. Like I said, it's like a holding pit. That way we never add chemicals directly to the pool. We add the chemicals to the holding water out on the inside of the pool house, mix the chemicals with the water there, and then release it into the pool. So it's extremely diluted when it goes in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have questions because they're totally confused? Besides me?
We do a lot here. There's a lot to keep going.
That's because we have talented people doing this stuff.
Yes, we do.
Any new business? Anybody wants to bring up? Just our badminton court. We've already voted on that, so that's all ready to go. Old business. Like I mentioned before, we will be discussing the placement in various banks of some of our money until we're ready to use it. Anything else that anybody would like to bring up? We did have quite a discussion over whether we should or shouldn't open some of our facilities, such as the card room. And we're relying on our residents to be mindful and to do what's best for them. You know, some of us have had our shots. It's amazing. A lot of people have not. And don't fool yourself and think they have. I ask people, have you had your shot? And they're like, no, I never got the announcement, or what, for whatever reason, they didn't have their shot, which is a shame because it was such an easy process for us. We were so lucky. So please be mindful. You decide for yourself. I am constantly reminded that we are all adults and don't have to be closely monitored. So let's see if that indeed is true. I don't think this pandemic is over yet, folks. So you be careful out there. Anybody else on the board have anything they'd like to say? Seeing no hands raised and hearing nothing, I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn. Anyone?
I'll make a
Phyllis?
motion.
To adjourn?
Susan Dove made the motion. Phyllis will second the
I'll second it.
motion. Thank you. Meeting's officially adjourned, but we will continue on to the questions that were submitted. And questions were supposed to be submitted by last Friday. The reason for that is so that the office staff, Mike, especially, can type them up and get them to me so that I'm prepared to answer them. Let me remind you that if you do get a chance to speak, that you have a limited amount of time. And we're trying just to cover each subject. I have a whole bunch of questions here, and a whole bunch of them are all on keeping the pool open later. I'm not going to go into that. We've already decided we're going to extend the hours to 8 p.m. beginning on Monday. So the first couple of questions covered, I'm not going to bore you with the exact wording, but they concern our and it tells me why we should be keeping them open later. Folks, if you work, God bless you. Most of us put in our hours already of working, so we're past that. The showers aren't open at the clubhouse, and the outdoor pools, for the most part, is because it's unhealthy. We're not going to open them at the pools and have communal showers that cannot be cleaned between each use. And the locker rooms at the clubhouse will remain closed for the immediate future. Floria has a couple of questions in here, and she wants to know why we can't enjoy the comfort of the theater to see the movies. The conference room is not comfortable. First of all, we don't show them in the conference room. We show the movies in the party room. And I'm sorry if it's not comfortable. We tried to put our most comfortable chairs in there, and those chairs are easily cleaned between each showing, as opposed to the theater where we'd have to spray it down and wipe it down between each showing. And that's a kind of a waste of manpower considering the number of people that come to each showing. The next question is from Star, who lives in Cambridge A, and she asks about the new gatehouse plans and where's all that info posted, and the DOT, new turn lanes, is that available online? All those are master management questions. Master management is the organization that I kind of think of as the city government. They take care of our streets and our sanitation and our cable television. CenClub is recreation, the fun things in life. That's CenClub. So, Star, you'll need to ask Master Management that question. Michael Haig, who still is saying that last month he was cut off. Michael, you have to be mindful of the time limits on your questions. And he wants to know about closing the pools. But again, I say we're keeping them open to 8 p.m. and they are for our residents. They are not for your family or your grandchildren. Yes, you could take them to the beach. There was an incident at the pool he goes to. A gentleman came again, and I don't want to go into too many details, but he had a health issue. He should not have been at the pool. Security was called. Security, according to Michael, took quite a time to get there. We do not run security. That again is master management. If you have a complaint about it, you can mention it to Val, and I'm sure he will take care of it. And let's see. Maria from Oak Ridge U wants to know why haven't we added more outdoor activities? We have added outdoor activities, Maria. For example, we only have one Wednesday and one court on Wednesday for pickleball. I think Maria is talking about lessons for pickleball, and we employ Gabe, a gentleman, quite knowledgeable and quite a nice guy, to teach pickleball. And if there's a demand, we could see if he's available another morning for lessons, or you could always speak with him. And I know he does do private lessons. And Kathy Shore is talking about walking and bicycles, and that we know that's a constant problem, and bicycles not notifying the walkers that they're approaching. So be mindful that you're sharing the property. Elaine from Berkshire A also wants to know why her friends and family. We know that a lot of people are going to be having family down for Passover and for Easter. And you are lucky that you have family, and you are lucky that they're going to come down here. But I'm sorry, but our facilities, our first CenClub, first responsibility is to our residents and not to your family. As much as you love them, we just have to keep in mind the people that live here. So they're not open for family. And Joyce from Islewood, she wants those dances on Sunday to be later in the evening, and perhaps now we're going to have a time change. We can look at that. However, Joyce, let me remind you that there is a soda machine located up at the shuffleboard courts, and there's shade at the shuffleboard courts adjacent to the parking lot there. And yes, we do have a park. We do get a porta potty out there, so you don't have to schlep to the clubhouse or the bushes, as some people were. And that completes those questions. But I bet if we look on the chat, hang with me, folks.
Nothing on the chat.
Nothing on the chat.
But we can.
Last chance. Anybody?
Anyone want to raise hands? If you want to ask a question, raise your hand, and I will unmute you. I think Gene has his hand up, but there's also an icon under reactions to raise your hand that way. Also, it's easier for me to see. So I will unmute Mr. Goldman here.
Good morning, Gene Goldman and Dory.
You can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself there, Gene. Gene, you're still muted. Just unmute yourself.
You have to unmute, Gene.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say thank you for the excellent reports. A particular thank you to Jay Baymel. The financial report was really interesting. And it's so good to hear that CenClub is doing so well after 1 year of operation and the ownership of the property. That's really a wonderful achievement. And thank you so much for all the things you're trying to open up and additionally add to our facilities.
Thank you. We're trying hard. Some days it's harder than others, but you already know that. Thank you. And Maureen?
Oh,
unmute. Okay.
Okay. Regarding those Sunday dances, I agree with Joyce that the time would be much better later than 3 o'clock, because 3 o'clock is the hottest hour of the day, and we are trying to dance in full sun and beautiful weather. And it's just not so easy to do. And we hate to wander off to the shuffleboard court and sit down and rest and cool off, because then the dance is over.
Point well taken, Maureen. We'll
Thank
work
you.
on.
Thank you,
Sure.
Rita. Everything is a lot of fun and the shows are great. Thank you.
Thank you. I think they're good too. I enjoy it. I enjoy being outside. It's kind of fun. We've been lucky so far, so we've got some real good shows coming up. Mike, I kind of see.
I don't see anybody else has, oh, Michael Haig has his hand up, I think.
Yeah, next to Maureen.
Okay, Michael, just unmute yourself there. Oh,
Oh, he muted
add it,
himself.
then you
There we
there you go.
Good morning. My question was to follow with the question that I wrote in. I understand, and we all do understand, that security falls under the master management blanket. But the people that come to check the pools are directed by CenClub. And when we did have a legitimate problem last week with a gentleman actually leaking fluids into the pool, which is pretty serious, we not only called security 4 times, we called the staff office twice. And the girl that answered the phone at the staff office, her answer was, we put a lot of chlorine in the water. That's not an adequate answer.
You're right. You're right. And we read your comment. Obviously you were there, we weren't, and we dealt with it.
Okay.
That's
And
been
we
addressed.
apologize.
That
You're
has,
absolutely right.
you are, and that has been addressed. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You know, so often, again, I'm reminded that I'm not dealing with children, as in my past life, I'm dealing with adults. And I would hope that the adults I'm dealing with know when to use the facility and when they shouldn't, but everyone's different and sometimes they need reminding, I guess. I apologize that happened. So.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Last chance. And going through, I don't see any hands up. No. Okay. Well, in that case, once again, I wish you a happy Passover, happy Easter, and we'll see you in April, whether you're here or in the village or on Zoom. Bye for now.